I, 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 yeah. So, ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਚਾਲ ਹੈ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ 4 ਬੈਕ ਅਗੇਨ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਨਵੀਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਨਿਊ ਥਿੰਗਸ ਤੇ ਆਈ ਹੋਪ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਣੇ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਂ 2023 ਦੇ ਐਂਡ 'ਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਸਿਵ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਹੁਤ ਨਿਊ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਫਰੈਸ਼ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਐਂਡ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਨਿਊ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਤਾਂ ਨਿਊ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਬਟ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ 1 2 ਐਂਡ 3 ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਦਿਖਾਈ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ 3 'ਚ ਬਟ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ ਫॉर ਆਲ ਯੋਰ ਲਵ ਤੇ ਆਲ ਯੋਰ ਬਲੈਸਿੰਗਸ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਣੇ ਐਪਰੀਸ਼ੀਏਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਣੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਇਹੀ ਇਨਫ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਐਕਚੁਅਲ 'ਚ ਮੈਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਭੁੱਖਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੇ ਸੱਚ ਦੱਸਾਂ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਵਾਲੇ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋ ਲੈਟਸ ਗੋ ਚਲਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਮੀ ਐਕਸ ਯੂਥ ਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟਾਈਟਲ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਹੀ ਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਐਂਟਰਟੇਨ ਕਰੀਆਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਦੱਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਪੂਰੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਚੈਪਟਰਸ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਚੈਪਟਰਸ ਹੀ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੁੱਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਚੈਪਟਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਵਾਲੇ ਚੈਪਟਰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਂਗੇ ਸੋ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਦੇ ਬੇਸ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਬਟ ਮੈਂ ਰਿਕਮੈਂਡ ਹੀ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਪੂਰੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇਖੋ ਚਲਦੇ ਆ ਲੈਟਸ ਗੋ
Yeah, I'ma take Addy tonight. Might fuck a fatty.
I'ma take no disrespect. I'ma go run up a check. I'ma go straight for the net. Yeah, she know I got stamina. Yeah, she gon' fuck on the camera. Yeah, want me to get her some fake boobs. Never looking like Pamela. Yeah, I'ma fuck on your passenger. Ball out every day at the Canada. I'ma fly to Canada. Park the phone, pull off in the Challenger.
ਇਹਨੂੰ ਟੈਕਸਟ ਕਰੀਏ ਜਰਾ ਓ ਜਿਮੀ ਚੱਲ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੀਏ ਵਾਟ ਵੀ ਗॉट ਲੈਟਸ ਗੋ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਪਫੁਲੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਣੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਵੈਲਕਮ एवरीवन टू यूथ नेशन and today I am feeling really blessed to have a really talented person on my platform called Gordon Phillips aka Jimmy Prime ਵੇ ਹੋਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਮੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਸ਼ੈ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਜਿਮੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਸੋ ਜਿਮੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ is not only known for coining the name the 6 for Toronto but actually ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੀ ਉੱਪਰ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਸ ਨੇਮ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕਰਨਾ that was not what he is meant for ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਟਰੈਕਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਅਗਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਲੋਕੀ ਸੁਣ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਐਂਥੂਸੀਆਸਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ no matter what language or what caste or what creed whatever ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ I think ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਮੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੇ ਬਟ ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹੀ ਸਪੌਟਲਾਈਟ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਮੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਨੇ ਐਕਚੁਅਲ ਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ
It's funny, I was going by like Jimmy Johnson for a long time, and then I have my group called Prime, you know, like the Prime Boys and stuff like that. And yeah, Prime is like my crew, and people just started calling me Jimmy Prime.
Prime
so
Boys.
I kind of just embraced it and ran with it.
I think you are the main man. You are the main face of Prime Boys group. So tell me about the whole scene, like how this Prime Boys crew come up and like who decided to create this crew? Who decided to create this empire?
I mean, like with a lot of groups, it just takes a few friends coming together and saying, you know, we want to give ourselves a title. I remember we were in high school and we used to run around like making beats, rapping, shooting videos, all kind of shit, throwing parties. And we just started calling ourselves Prime. It was me and a few of my friends in high school. And then we gravitated towards people who we were working with, like especially people we were shooting videos and stuff like that with. We started to bring them in and we started to work together. So the group kind of grew a little bit from there.
Back in the days when Jimmy was doing freestyles, let's have a look at one of his track. So this track is called Full Circle. Johnny, Puffy L's, Smoke Dark, Safe. Jimmy Prime,
I
Jay
don't
Wiz.
wanna make you feel away. I keep my money
Okay.
secret, I'ma take it to the grave. Cause really I could drop out like any given day. The niggas could just hop out and hit me with the K. I wanna leave the world way better than I came. Tryna see the better shot with too much haters in the way. I've been getting paid, full circle war ready, yeah, we ready for the stage.
So, do you remember that from which class or from which year you started rapping or you started this whole scene?
I was pretty young when I started rapping, like in grade 9 and 10. I've been rapping like my whole life. It's just when you're a kid, when you're a kid, no one really takes you serious. I had to get better and better over time. So I would spit freestyles and stuff like that. And as I started to get older, people would be like, "Oh, you're pretty good. Like maybe you should do something with it." You know. So as I got older, I started to take it more serious.
So 2012 was the year ਜਿਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਜਿਮੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਦਾ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੀ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬॉयਜ਼ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬॉयਜ਼ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬॉयਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੇ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਕ੍ਰੂ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਉਹ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੋ 2014 ਦਾ ਈਅਰ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਅਟੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਗੇਨ ਕੀਤੀ ਲਾਈਕ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਥੋੜੇ ਹੋਰ ਇਹ ਨਿਖਰ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਤੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਟਰੈਕਸ ਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੋ 5 ਐਲਬਮਾਂ ਇੱਕ EP and ਹਰ ਇੱਕ track 10 on 10 ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਘੱਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ track and still these tracks are running worldwide. Yo, Jimmy is looking too young man in this video ਕਿ ਦੇਖੋ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ honestly brother ਕਮਾਲ ਹੈ. And who's your inspiration?
I got a lot of guys like Max B, Styles P.
Okay, Max B.
But really, the one who really pushed me over the top to really start making music is a guy from my city, The Weeknd. When The Weeknd came out and he dropped House of Balloons and all that, that's when I was really like, okay, I want to make music. Like, I want to drop a project myself, you know, because just the creativity of everything he was doing was really inspiring for me.
I think you work with only 2 producers right now, like the most. One is Eric and the second one is Mudra Beats.
Oh, yeah, Murder Beats. Yeah, Murder Beats. I work with him a good amount, but I also work with Damien a lot. Me and Damien just dropped a song together, Damien Birdsey.
Cause I fuck with you the strong way, baby.
Yo, this DJ feel, DJ kind of music, I love it, man.
And that's like my new duo that I'm working with. I used to work with Eric back in the day, but we don't really work as much these days.
Okay. So what's your creative process?
Just having fun, man. Like if it's fun, it's always easy, you know. We just link up. I'm probably about to go link Damien after this. We just link up, play some music. If we feel like recording something, we record something. Just whatever comes to me, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm too methodical with it. I don't have like a whole ritual or nothing like that. Just, you know, just feel the vibes.
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡ੍ਰੇਕ ਦੀ ਐਲਬਮ ਸੀਗੀ If You Are Reading It It's Too Late ਉਹਦੇ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਟਰੈਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ Now and Forever ਉਹਦੇ co-producer ਸੀਗੇ but I think that was not enough. So we got to know that you were the co-producer for Drake's album, one of the track from Drake's album, Now and Forever. Yeah, so what was the story behind that?
Well, me and him were working a lot at the time. I was working a lot with Oliver, really, and we were going back and forth with ideas, and I was showing him a lot of my music. He was helping mentor me. And then he ended up showing Drake a couple of songs, and Drake really liked the Now and Forever song, and he's like, you know, I want to flip this. I want to do my own thing to it, so he kind of remixed it. Like, really, I'm not really a producer, but I did my thing with the song, and then he pretty much went and made a remix of the song, like, you know?
I think you were the one to coin that name, the 6 for Toronto, as a nickname for Toronto.
Yeah, the 6. Yeah, the whole 6 thing, that was me. So that was it was just me being young in the city growing up and just trying to figure out, you know, cool ways to talk about where I'm from, you know?
This 6 came from like straight away to the mind, or you have a deep thought and you're thinking of everything like what to place as a nickname for Toronto City or whatever like that. So it came straight away, or you have a deep feeling in your mind that okay, so let me think about that.
It just came to me, really. It's funny how it works out though. Really, it was like the 416 647, but like it kind of just came to me, and a lot of these things kind of just work with it, like the 6 boroughs of Toronto. Like there's 6 boroughs of Toronto, so it works out. But yeah, I was just being creative, really just thinking about how I wanted to sound, how I wanted to feel, you know?
I think you, in 2016, you were listed as 7th number double XLs, top 10 Canadian artist. So what was that feeling? What were you feeling at that time?
To be honest, at that time, I thought I was about to be the next biggest thing in the world. But it was cool. It was a good feeling to get that type of recognition. I would say, like, yeah, like when you're an artist and you're making music, all you really want is recognition. All you want is people to
Exactly.
say, like, I like this guy's music. I think he's going to be big, you know? That means a lot to a young artist.
Because ranking in top 10 artists, that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing, obviously.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't happen really every day or overnight or nothing like that.
So my next question to you is, what inspires you as an artist, and how do you nurture that thing?
Oh, I'm inspired by everything. I'm inspired by everything, like any art, any situation. Like for me, inspiration is pretty easy to come by, but you got to give yourself time. Like I like to give myself time just to be inspired by life and stuff like that. But everything's inspirational, man. If you wait until it hits you over the head with like a hammer, it's gonna be too long. You know, you got to take inspiration from every little thing in your life. You know, so I'm inspired like when I go to box. I'm inspired if I watch a cool movie, if I see a nice painting, if I see a nice house, a nice car, nice clothing, a nice outfit.
So you get inspired from the surroundings.
Yeah, everything that's surrounding me inspires me. The birds and the bees, man. I went to a falconry the other day. I went and seen a bunch of birds, the falcons, the hawks and stuff. You know, I love that stuff, you know? All that type of stuff inspires me.
Do you remember your first track?
Yeah, of course.
Could you do some bars over here?
I think it was something like
If you remember that, if you remember that.
I remember. It was my first song ever, so I never released it or something. But it was like I'll be your only, never leave you lonely, girl. You're my one and only. Butter on my cheese like macaroni. And you never acting phony. Something like that. Something crazy, stupid, like some matrimony. So I can't remember the bars I used, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was a cool little rap, and I remember back then I used to show dudes my rap, and that's what made me feel like like it's not the best, it's not the full product yet, but people like this stuff, and I'm not even in a professional studio. Like, yeah, for sure I could do this, you know?
Yeah, because people are like they get stick to a particular niche, or we can say a particular flow, like a flow that hits to their mind. They just stuck to it and they just keep listening to that flows. They want every single artist to do the same thing again and again. So do you think that society need to change up? The society need to understand the art. They need to understand the artist in a better way possible, because usually people just come up with the same idea, like we need to hear this track from you, just do something like him, do something like that artist. So that usually come up in every industry, I think so.
Yeah, I feel like, well, a lot of people are inspired. They have a favorite artist, and then they want to sound like their favorite artist. I would say just learn to, of course, we're going to take inspiration from different people, but take inspiration from more than one source. If you only take the inspiration from one source, you're going to be a copycat. You got to take all your inspirational sources and combine them together, then that's going to make you know? And plus, put your own little flair on it. There's going to be something that naturally comes to you that doesn't come to anyone else, and make sure you accentuate that and use that to your ability, you know?
That's what an artist is, because artist is not complete artist if we don't have creativity in him, or if we don't have something different in him.
Yeah.
Do something unique, then that people like you. Be yourself, be real to you, and present something different that people love it. Yeah. So you might have performed on various stages.
I think I did, I want to say a Rolling Loud festival or something like that, and I did a sold out show at the Hoxton, but probably the best show I ever did was in Russia when I went to Moscow. That place, the building was exploding with energy. It was crazy. That was my best performance ever, for sure.
So that can be listed as your favorite place, favorite venue.
Yeah.
And if I talk about your least favorite place?
I don't know. I don't really keep track of that type of stuff. And usually if I have a least favorite place, it wasn't really the venue's fault. It could be the promoter didn't set things up properly, or I came unprepared, or anything like that. I would never really say, like, man, a building is just a building. It's 4 walls. You know what I'm saying? So you can never really blame the venue.
Right.
It's usually the outside factors.
Have you ever rap battled?
Only in high school, like when I was a kid and shit like that. Now, especially once I started getting paid for rapping and shit like that, like, yeah, I don't really do the whole freestyle and thing like that.
If you are not an artist, what would you be?
Shit, I mean, already I'm kind of more leaning towards retirement, but I'll still say, obviously, I'm still a father. I love the box, and just being an entrepreneur. I'm always going to be an entrepreneur and come up with my own businesses and stuff like that. You know, I'm an artist too, so even if I'm not making music, I'll be making clothes, or I'll be making paintings or furniture or something, you know. I'm always going to be making something. I'm a creative guy, right? So yeah, if it wasn't rap, it would just be something else creative. That's all it is, really.
So you might have been unlocked different flows in your whole career. So what do you think an artist should unlock those different flows, or just stick to a one particular flow? Like in every industry, they just get stuck up in one particular scene. Like this flow is hit, so I should do this flow only. So they don't do experiments with their flows and everything.
Yeah.
So do you think they should do that thing?
I would say, look, if you make a hit or something like that, right? There's nothing wrong with using that same flow 3 or 4 or 5 times, kind of making it your signature thing. But I do also think you should show people your versatility and have other songs with other flows, even just for like an album's sake. Like if you have an album, you don't want every song to be the same flow. But if your hit records, like your singles, are always that same flow, that's fine. Like, you know, you got to do what works for you, especially if that's what people like from you. But don't ever get stuck too much in one thing, because then people will think that you're predictable. It's just like if you're fighting with someone, don't keep doing the same thing. Even if it's working, switch it up just for the fact that you become unpredictable. People love unpredictability, you know?
Yeah, because I think at a point of time, people just start getting bored of that same flow. They want something different from that artist. So I think my point of view is that only, because artist is meant for presenting something unique for the people. So they should do that.
Yeah, no one wants to eat the same flavor ice cream every day, you know? They're going to start going to different artists.
Yeah, exactly. So do you listen to any other tracks? Like, have you ever listened to a Punjabi track?
A couple. Like, obviously the Punjabi MC song with Jay-Z is really big. But then we had that guy in Toronto. I forget his name, and I don't want to say his name wrong. But he just passed away a little while ago. He was really big, and after he passed away, a lot of his songs are going up.
I got you. It's sidhumoosewala.
What's his name again?
sidhumoosewala.
Exactly. Yeah. Him. Yeah. So he was really big out here. And when he passed away, a lot of people started bumping his tracks a lot, and I'll be hearing it and stuff. It's cool. I like it. And then even sometimes I watch Punjabi videos, and I actually, you guys have amazing videos. That's one thing. Like the videos are like movies. I seen one video where this dude like kidnapped a girl because he was in love with her so much, and like he was holding her hostage, like making her marry him type shit. But the way it was shot was very romantic and like a movie, so it was dope. I'm like, yeah, like you guys got a good thing going on over there for sure.
Because they go with the storyline, they go with the lyrics, every single lyrics, like whatever the artist said, they just
have to bring that thing in your video.
So that's what their mindset is. So I love it.
Yeah, that's sick. I
I
love
love it.
Yeah, I love that too. Honestly, it's dope. That's one reason why I would do a song with a Punjabi artist, especially if the video was to come out sick like that. For sure, that'd be dope.
So that's an exclusive thing that you're telling on Youth Nation platform. So Jimmy Prime wants to collaborate with a Punjabi artist.
Yeah, for sure.
Every single artist have a dream collaboration in their mind. So what's your dream collaboration? Like with who, with artist?
Just something like anything fun. Like I said, working with a big Punjabi artist would be a dream come true. Working with anyone, especially people like outside of rap. Like if there was like a big French artist, or like, you know, like a big rock star who makes rock music, or a big country star or something like that. Just something different from my genre, so we can kind of do like a cross collaboration kind of thing, you know?
What do you think the newcomers are bringing in the industry? Because usually newcomers want to learn really tough things in this industry, in this particular music industry. So they want some guidance, they want someone to guide them in a proper way, someone to help them in a proper way, or mentor them. So what is your message to those people who are just trying to come up in the industry and just trying to bring some different things in the industry? What's your message to them?
I would say just make sure you stay solid. So if it's your friends around you who are helping you, your parents, brothers and sisters, whoever it is, remember who you started with. Try to take them as far as you can with you. And when you're getting big, there's going to be a lot of people who come around. Remember, they're not as important as the people you started with, but there is going to be mentors who come along the way who are very important. Just like I said, just stay solid. Make sure you choose the right mentors, the right people around you. Try not to have too much dead weight. It's hard to go far with a lot of dead weight. Try to have people around you who are helping you do what you got to do, because it's not easy. There's a reason why not everybody could be a big
Right.
star. It takes everybody around you helping you. So if you see that someone's around you that isn't trying to help you and is just giving you negative energy, not helping you, it's not that you have to cut that person off, but just know that that's not the person who you need around you. So surround yourself with people who are going to uplift you and help you get towards where you're going, right? And just have
Right.
fun with it. If it's not fun, you're probably doing something wrong. Like the music part of it should always be fun. Like, you know, if this is really your dream, really your passion, always find a way to have fun with it. And yeah, just be positive, man. That's what I would say. But shit, negativity sells too. So I mean, just be yourself, really.
Like usually newcomers just get stuck in this hatred field area. So what's your message to them, like how they can overcome that feeling? A lot of people, like every single person who is doing something different from the group, he or she is going to face hatred, and that's a fact. So what do you think what they should do to ignore all these hatred and just to step out of this circle, this hatred circle?
No matter what, you're gonna get hate. Like, no matter what. Like, if you look at Mr. Beast, he'll go in and give
Yeah.
$500,000 to starving people, and people will say, well, what about the other people who are starving? It's like, fuck, he's still doing more than you're doing. But people are gonna find a way to hate no matter what,
Yeah.
especially people who are doing less than you. There's never gonna be someone who's doing more than you and doing better than you that's gonna come hate on you. It's always people who aren't doing shit. So just keep that in mind, right? Usually a hater is just someone who doesn't have anything else better going on.
I think haters are there for making you leveled up. That's what I think.
Yeah, I feel that too, for sure.
Because they are the biggest fan of yours. They are a fan of your creativity. They are the biggest fan of your work, but from inside only. They just don't show that, but they are the biggest fan. They want to be you, but they can't be you.
There you go. They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever played any instrument?
Nah, not really. Not really.
Okay, so Six Rising, a documentary film about hip hop in Canada. So it gained a lot of love and appreciation from people. What's your belief for that whole documentary? And do you think that documentary was important for the people to know about hip hop in Canada?
Yeah, I think it was dope. Shout out to Nathan Miller. I think he put together a really good project. I think it shed a good light on the city, a lot of different artists, and I think it was good for the city. You know, it's good sometimes. That's why I was so eager to do this interview with you, because
Yeah.
it's not every day I get to talk to someone who lives in India about you're in India, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's not every day I get to talk to someone in India about my music and stuff like that. So when he did that, it was like not every day that someone's making a movie about the Toronto culture and stuff like that. So I like things that are different and shed a light where people aren't expecting it to be, right?
You have 5 albums in all, 5 or 6 albums in all, I think so, and 1 EP.
I can't remember, but yeah, I have a good amount of mixtapes, like 5 or 6 of them, yeah.
So I want you to do a small verse from one of my favorite track, and it's a verse from HUMNA.
Yeah,
Humna.
Humna. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really too into the live performance type thing, like especially if I'm not getting paid. But Humna, I like that song a lot. I remember we were in the studio, and I just had the Humna part. I was like, you know, Humna, and then my boy was like, okay, Humna take no disrespect. I'm gonna go straight for the neck. Humna. I was like, yeah, that's what it is. It's like Humna, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
do this. I'm gonna go do that. Like, you know. He's like, okay, and then we filled out the words. It was Whis who helped me write the hook, and then we made Donnie go perform
Yeah.
it because Donnie's just explosive in the booth, and it kind of came together perfectly. And then one day Smokey, he heard the song, he was like, yo fam, you gotta let me get on that song, and I was like, yeah, for sure fam, for sure. And we went and did another studio session, and he did his verse, and it was amazing. The rest is history.
Let's move on to my favorite track. ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ favorite track ਦੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ track for sure he just talked about Humna, but ਮੇਰਾ ਦਿਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਛੱਡ ਦੇਵਾਂ. From the past 3 or 4 months I just kept this track on loop ਤੇ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਸੀ ਇਹ. So Humna, let's go. Donny, Smoke Dog, Jimmy Bryan. Let's get this.
Hummer. Yeah, I'ma take Addy tonight. Might fuck a baddie tonight. I'ma take Zanny tonight. I'ma make everything right. I'm gonna tell her to go. I'm gonna pour up a foe.
Jimmy's look in this video and Jimmy's look in interview is, I think, maybe मेरे जिन्ना होएगा जे मैं एक झूठ ना मारा ते मेरे थोड़े जे ਵੱਡੇ होणगे.
I'ma take no disrespect. I'ma go run up a check. I'ma go straight for the net.
Track with a favorite.
She know I got stamina, yeah.
Sure.
She gon' fuck on the camera, yeah. Want me to get her some fake boobs, I have her looking like Pamela, yeah. I'ma fuck on your passenger. Ball out every day at the calendar. I'ma fly to Canada. Park the phone, pull up in the Challenger, yeah. To Mexico styling and shit. I'ma get wild in this bitch. I don't have time for no chick. Only got time to get rich, yeah. I'm gonna waste no time. I'm gonna take what's mine. I'm gonna.
Like now we got streaming platforms everywhere, streaming music everywhere. But in the past, let's say 20 years back or 10 years back, we have CDs and all. So we used to just buy them and play that in our CD player or DVD players or whatever. So what's your thinking about that? How it impacted the whole scene?
But yeah, I think people should have easy access to music and whatnot. I don't think it should be like I was a fan of CDs for sure and made people appreciate the music more. But it's good now that it's easier as an artist to put your music out. It helps the artist just casually put music out. You know what I mean?
But do you think that this thing, like, just build up more curiosity for the people, because people used to just listen to the track within within 5 minutes they just decide that okay, this track is good or this track is bad. So artists can feel a little burden on them. Nowadays 10 to 20 artists drop tracks on the same day and people just listen to it and pick I think almost 2 or 3 people from that, 2 or 3 tracks from 20 tracks. So I think it's some kind of competition thing that is going on in digital world.
And people just have less attention span and stuff like that. It's tough. There's pros and cons to everything for sure. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of artists that are some of people's favorite artists right now that the record label would have never given them a chance. And why should the record label be in charge of who we get to listen to and who doesn't get a chance and all that? Now you can just go and listen to people, and if it's hot, it's hot. You get to decide for yourself. So yeah, it does suck that people don't necessarily absorb the music the same way that they used to. But yeah, it's easier to put your music out there now. So at least everybody has a fighting chance, you know?
Wow. So what's your last message to the people?
In India? I just want to say, man, thank you to everybody who listens to my stuff. And like I said, if there's any artists who are watching this who feel like we could make something sick, definitely just hit me up and we'll do something. That'll be fire. And yeah, man, I got to visit India one day, man. I love your guys' culture. I love you as a people. I'm just really happy that I got to do this interview. And like I said, man, anyone who's out there watching and tuned in, I'm thankful for you, really.
We feel blessed to have you.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I'm gonna hit you up if I'm ever out that way. I'm gonna hit you up for sure.